Adapted from archaic translation by H. T. Francis and R. A. Neil. Jataka number 409. Daḻhadhamma-Jātaka. I carried for the king, etc. The master told this when living in the Gozita forest near Kosumbi, concerning Bhadavatika, King Udana's she-elephant. Now the way in which this elephant was decorated and the royal lineage of Udana will be set on in the Mathanga birth. One day this elephant going out of the city in the morning saw the Buddha surrounded by a lot of saints. In the incomparable majesty of a Buddha. Entering the city for alms. And falling at the Tathagata's feet. With crying she prayed to him. Saying, Lord who knowest all. Saviour of the whole world. When I was young and able to do work, Udana, the rightful king, loved me, saying, my life and kingdom and queen are all due to her, and gave me great honour, adorning me with all ornaments. He had my stall smeared with perfumed earth. And coloured hangings put round it. And a lamp lit with perfumed oil, and a dish of incense set there. He had a golden pot set on my dunghill, and made me stand on a coloured carpet, and gave me royal food of many choice flavours. But now when I am old and cannot do work, he has cut off all that honour. Unprotected and destitute I live by eating Jataka fruit in the forest. I have no other refuge. Make Udana think on my merits and restore me again my old honour, O Lord. The master said, Go you, I will speak to the king and get our old honour restored, and he went to the door of the king's living. The king made Buddha enter, and gave great entertainment in the palace to the assembly of brethren following Buddha. When the meal was over, the master gave thanks to the king and asked, O king, where is Bhadavatika? Lord, I know not. O king, after giving honour to servants, it is not right to take it away in their old age, it is right to be grateful and thankful. Bhadavatika is now old, she is worn with age and unprotected, and she lives by eating Jataka fruit in the wood. It is not suitable for you to leave her unprotected in her old age. So telling Bhadavatika's merits and saying, Restore all her former honours, he departed. The king did so. It was spread over the whole city that the former honour was restored because the Buddha had told her merits. This became known in the assembly of the brethren, and the brethren discussed it in their meeting. The master, coming and hearing that this was their subject, said, Brethren, this is not the first time that the Buddha has by telling her merits got her former honours restored. And he told the tale of old. Once upon a time there was a king named Daḻhadhamma reigning in Benares. At that time the Bodhisattva was born in a minister's family, and when he grew up he served the king. He received much honour from the king, and stood in the place of the most valued minister. The king had a certain she-elephant, blessed with might and very strong. She went 100 leagues in one day, she did the duties of messenger for the king, and in battle she fought and crushed the enemy. The king said, She is very serviceable to me, gave her all ornaments and caused all honour to be given her such as Udana gave to Bhadavatika. Then when she was weak from age the king took away all her honour. From that time she was unprotected and lived by eating grass and leaves in the forest. Then one day when the vessels in the king's court were not sufficient, the king sent for a potter, and said, The vessels are not sufficient. O king, I have no oxen to yoke in carts to bring cow dung. The king hearing this tale said, Where is our she-elephant? O king, she is wandering at her own will. The king gave her to the potter, saying, From now on do you yoke her and bring cow dung. The potter said, Good, O king, and did so. Then one day she, coming out of the city, saw the Bodhisattva coming in, and falling at his feet, she said, Morning. Lord, the king in my youth considered me very serviceable and gave me great honour. Now that I am old, he has cut it all away and takes no thought of me. I am unprotected and live by eating grass and leaves in the forest. In this misery he has now given me to a potter to yoke in a cart. Except you I have no refuge. You knowest my services to the king. Restore me now the honour I have lost. And she spoke 3 stanzas. I carried for the king of old. Was he not satisfied? With weapons at my breast I faced the fight with mighty stride. My feats in battle done of old does not the king forget. And such good services I did for couriers as are set. Helpless and kinless now am I. Surely my death is near. To serve a potter when I'm come as his dung carrier. The Bodhisattva, hearing her tale, comforted her, saying, Grieve not, I will tell the king and restore your honor. So entering the city, he went to the king after his morning meal and took up the talk, saying, Great king! Did not a she-elephant, named so and so, enter battle at such and such places with weapons bound on her breast, and on such a day with a writing on her neck did she not go 100 leagues on a message? You gave her great honor. Where is she now? I gave her to a potter for carrying dung. Then the Bodhisattva said, Is it right, great king, for you to give her to a potter to be yoked in a cart? And for admonition he spoke 4 stanzas. By selfish hopes men regulate the honors that they pay. As you the elephant, they throw the exhausted slave away. Good deeds and services received whenever men forget. Ruin pursues the business still on which their hearts are set. Good deeds and services received if men do not forget. Success attends the business still on which their hearts are set. To all the lot around this blessed truth I tell. Be grateful all, and for reward you long in heaven shall dwell. With this beginning the Bodhisattva gave instruction to all gathered there. Hearing this the king gave the old elephant her former honor, and established in the Bodhisattva's instruction gave alms and did works of merit and became destined for heaven. After the lesson, the master identified the birth. At that time the she-elephant was Bhagavatika, the king Ananda, the minister was I myself. Source: adapted from archaic translation by H. T. Francis and R. A. Neil. Jataka number 410. Somadatta Jataka. Deep in the wood, etc. The master told this while living at Jataka monastery, about a certain old brother. The story was that this brother ordained a novice into the order, who waited on him but soon died of a fatal disease. The old man went about weeping and wailing for his death. Seeing him, the brethren began to talk in the hall of truth, Sirs, this old brother goes about weeping and wailing for the novice's death. He must surely have neglected the meditation on death. The master came, and hearing the subject of their talk, he said, Brethren, this is not the first time this man is weeping for the other's death, and so he told the old tale. Once upon a time when Brahmadatta was reigning in Benares, the Bodhisattva was Sakka. A certain wealthy Brahmin, living in Benares, left the worldly life, and became an ascetic in the Himalaya, living by picking up roots and fruits in the forest. One day, searching for wild fruits, he saw an elephant calf, and took it to his hermitage. He made as if it were his own son, calling it somadatta, and tended it with food of grass and leaves. The elephant grew up to be great. But one day he took much food and fell sick of overeating. The ascetic took him inside the hermitage, and went to get wild fruits. But before he came back the young elephant died. Coming back with his fruits, the ascetic thought, On other days my child comes to meet me, but not today. What is the matter with him? So he mourned and spoke the first stanza. Deep in the wood he would meet me. But today, no elephant I see. Where does he stray? With this mourn, he saw the elephant lying at the end of the covered walk, and taking him round the neck he spoke the second stanza in crying. It is he that lies in death, cut down as a tender shoot is shred. Low on the ground he lies. Alas, my elephant is dead. At the instant, Sakka, surveying the world, thought, this ascetic left wife and child for righteous path. Now he is mourning the young elephant whom he called his son, I will stir up him and make him think, and so coming to the hermitage he stood in the air and spoke the third stanza. To sorrow for the dead did ill become. The lone ascetic, freed from ties of home. Hearing this, the ascetic spoke the fourth stanza. Should man with beast wife, O Saka, grief. For a lost playmate finds in tears relief. Saka uttered 2 stanzas, addressing him. Such as to weep are glad may still mourn the dead. Weep not, O sage, it is useless to weep, the wise have said. If by our tears we might prevail against the grave, thus would we all unite our dearest ones to save. Hearing Saka's words, the ascetic took thought and comfort, dried his tears, and uttered the remaining stanzas in praise of Saka. As ghee-fed flame that blazes out fast is quenched with water, so he quenched my pain. With sorrow's shaft my heart was wounded hurt. He healed my wound and did my life restore. The barb extracted, full of joy and peace. At Saka's words I from my sorrow cease. These were given above. After addressing the ascetic, Saka went to his own place. The master, after the lesson, identified the birth. At that time the young elephant was the novice, the ascetic the old brother, Saka was I myself.